I try to make my coffee at home because I'm both frugal and an addict. My name is Lowan and I'm a teacher here in Japan, specifically Toyota City, just outside of Nagoya. And I originally filmed this video as what I spend in a week, but unfortunately, the phone I filmed it on fell and it all died. So I lost like 3 days of footage. So instead, I get to give you all a bonus. We're gonna watch 2 days of spending. One low-cost day when I go outside of the city, and one more high-cost day of spending when I go into the city for a night out. So you can get a look at what both of these would look like. Alright, let's get back to it. On a low-cost day out, I'm generally getting food at a convenience store, then getting out into nature. And while I don't really buy things at the convenience store unless I'm in a rush, it has good prices. Do you need to get supplies, bro? My friend James and I decided to tackle a historic hike out in Gifu Prefecture, and I'm glad he decided to drive there. Transportation in Japan is expensive, and even with the toll fees, carpooling is definitely one of the cheaper ways to make your way around. And if you're a tourist, you can even get area passes for unlimited access to specific regions. If you don't go out into nature when you visit Japan, you're robbing yourself. The views in this country are stunning, to put it humbly. We're hiking an 8-kilometer stretch of the historical Nakasendo's highway from Gifu to Nagano. The town in Gifu still has the same Edo period look, with one new addition, the Pokemon Center. Japan can't help itself. Nakasendo is a 536-kilometer pass that connected Tokyo to Kyoto in the Edo period. Of course, it's a tourist spot, so we got the cards to prove we completed it, but I generally wouldn't pay for something like this. But James was kind enough to buy it, so I got one. Something that surprised me about Japan was just how beautiful waterfalls and footpaths can be. The same care they put into the cities are put into nature. When you combine that with the naturally serene atmosphere throughout the country and the random magical things you come across, going out into nature here is always worth more than your effort. One of the most interesting things about this pass was the rejuvenation point halfway. There is a traditional tea house run by volunteers where you can sit on authentic tatami, enjoy a free cup of tea, and recover before you continue the rest of the hike. They also had a place to sign, and I really enjoy people being confused about what a Trinidad and Tobago is. The second half of the hike ended in Nagano. This town had a lot more crafts and places to purchase items, and this is where I would have spent a lot of money before because I love Japanese craft. But I resisted, and after getting our hike certified, we jumped on a bus to get back to our car and headed out to a restaurant. If you want to get bang for your buck when you're ordering food here, you should ask for omori. It's a large portion, and I've honestly maybe never seen that much food in one serving. So I've been trying to have a lot more days like this as I grew better financial habits. And it could have been even lower cost than this if we got our supplies at the grocery store or if James and I didn't take the toll road, but the savings on those things wouldn't really matter compared to the value we got. Now, admittedly, I'm still a recovering party addict, so I want to have nights out, and those really add up. Here's what day 2 looked like. Day 2 started with a midweek restock of my groceries, because almost everything is small here, and I had some editing to do before heading out. I generally try to eat at home before nights out so that when I do get food or drinks, I can splurge a bit more and not feel guilty about it. Lots of people don't like the eggs runny. I love it. Do you like your eggs runny? Leave it in the comments. So today we're gonna go out to Nagoya. There's a bear festival happening. I'm afraid to eat this because my hair gonna get egg on it. Much better. Probably not very cinematic, but I mean, it gotta work. So we're gonna head out to a festival in Nagoya today, and I really just wanna try to meet some people, you know, because I spend all my time indoors editing. There it is. I also try to drive more than take public transportation, but Japan has a zero tolerance policy for drinking and driving. Transportation is the biggest expense you'll have to think about when you visit Japan. Buses, taxis, and trains from my house to the city cost as much as my weekly grocery bill. Nagoya is the 4th largest city in Japan and the 8th most expensive. It's seen as a transit city, but it's super livable. I went straight to the bear festival and ended up spending way more than I expected. It said free entry, but I didn't read the part about having to buy a special glass and tokens in order to buy any drinks. And that costed me about 3,500 yen, which seems like an entry fee to me, but I just counted it as goofy tax. What's goofy tax? Goofy tax is my way of allowing myself to break budget and not feel guilty about it, which admittedly happens a lot when I go out drinking. I always walk with more than I need, but less than would hurt, so that I can spend stupidly and not feel guilty about it. My friend treated me to dinner after this, and I really wanted to enjoy the time out in the city, so I didn't record much videos after this. But I had to get home after, which was a train and a taxi. And after a half day in the city and grocery shopping, this is what the total is. Tell me which of these days you prefer. Are you nature or city oriented? These were just 2 days off that I had, and I thought that it would be just a bit more interesting than my regular week of spending. But if you would like to see what a regular week of spending looks like, then let me know below. Smash like if you enjoyed this video, and if you're new here, check out this video, Living on 20k a year in rural Japan, to learn about how I budget to live a really fulfilling life here in Japan. As always, all the best.